Hi guys, welcome back to... I fluffed it. Hi guys, welcome back to All I Know About Depop. This is part 2 on what you should get up to on your first week of creating a Depop shop. If you haven't watched part 1, then this is not going to make a lot of sense, so be sure to check that one out first. So as a bit of a recap, we spent the first few days getting set up on the app, creating a name for our shop, creating a logo and writing ourselves a bio. We've then spent some time thinking about what's the main direction for our shop, and we've planned where we're gonna shoot our items and how we're gonna shoot them. The next thing that we do is probably gonna be the best part of the job. We're gonna go shopping. The best position you can be in at this point is to have £100 to £200 that you can invest into your first lot of stock. If you've got nothing to invest, don't worry, I'm going to come back to you in a minute. But ideally, having a lump of money that you can invest in straight away is the best way to grow fast. There are a lot of options on where you can pick up secondhand clothes. You can either buy items one by one, so by going to jumble sales, car boots, secondhand shops, or you can buy job lots from wholesalers. There are a lot of vintage wholesalers. Just Google vintage wholesalers and you'll get a lot of results. There are even Y2K wholesalers that have started popping up, and you can also find job lots on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. What I will say about wholesalers is that quite often you'll order, say, 30 patterned shirts, but the photos that they provide on the websites are just example photos of what you would get, so you won't know exactly what you've got in your job lot until it arrives. So I would advise with your first set of stock to only buy job lots where you can see exactly piece by piece what you're going to get within it. You want to make the most of your investment money. You don't want to purchase, say, 20 graphic sweatshirts and when they arrive realize that you only like 5 of them. It's best to stick to job lots where you know what you're gonna get. I would choose buying job lots over pieces one by one just because it saves so much time. But if you Google around and you can't find any job lots that you like the look of, then I would get out there, try your local jumbo sales, charity shops, car boots, and get sourcing that way. It's also worth noting that you can actually book hand pick appointments with vintage wholesalers. This is a shout if you've got one local to you. So what happens is you basically go and visit them and look at all their stock and pick through and select items one by one. I think most have a minimum spend of £300, so this might be one that you maybe come back to when you've got a bit more cash. But if you have got that much money to start off with, this is an option maybe to explore. So this is what I would do if I had zero money to invest. You're gonna have to work a little bit harder and be a bit more creative, but that is the magic in making something out of nothing. First, I would see what I could get for free. Check your wardrobe, check with friends and family. Check places like Freegal, Facebook Marketplace, Nextdoor. Often people have bin bags of clothes that they can't be bothered to take to a charity shop, so they'll just list them on there to get rid of them. Another idea is to post some notes to your neighbours. You can say that you're starting a second-hand clothing business and you're looking for people's old clothes that they can donate to help you start it up. Leave your number, and then it just might be that number 18 has done a big sort out in COVID and has loads of bin bags of old clothes in their garage, and they're happy for you to come and pick them up. Being a newbie is definitely in your favour with this one. I think people like to help out and would be happy to know that it's going to your dream of making a clothing business. Your next best option is to get stuff for super cheap, less than £1. Your best bet for this is going down to your local car boot on a Sunday morning or whatever and finding those bargains. You can haggle with everyone there. It's a lot of fun. I found stock for 20p, 50p, £1. At the one I used to go to in Oxford, there was a man that I used to call the 50p man, and he had a whole stall of clothes. So he would turn up and have so many clothes and he would sell them all for 50p. I was finding all sorts of treasure from the 50p man. It was really handy, especially at the start of my Depop shop. So that's what I would do if I had £0 to invest. It's going to take you a bit longer to pick up these pieces. You might have to do a lot of digging to find clothes that you do actually want to sell on your shop, but you will become super clued up in where to find bargains, which is pretty valuable. And the more work you put in, the more sales you will eventually eventually make, which will lead you to having more cash, and then you'll be able to buy stock that's a little bit more expensive or buy big job lots. So whatever bracket you come under, I would keep sourcing until you have 60 items that you want to put on your shop. In my hypothetical week, I would spend Wednesday to Friday sourcing, and I would make sure by the end of the week I had 60 items ready to go. So that's how I would go about sourcing. Next, I'm going to talk about what I would go about sourcing. I would keep my vision in mind for my shop while I'm sourcing, make sure that every item I pick up is something that kind of lines up with where I want to be going. If you're not already clued up in what sort of fashion is trending at the minute, I would spend some time on the Depop Explore page, have a look for what sort of items are trending, what's the cut of these items, what's the patterns that are in. You want to have a good sense of what is popular at the minute and what sort of clothes are in demand on the app. I would avoid buying fast fashion pieces or high street pieces. These tend to not do so well on Depop. What does do well are vintage pieces, noughties pieces, and like branded items. And what I would recommend is buying a variety of pieces. So buy shoes, buy tops, buy bottoms, buy a coat, buy what else is there? A bag. Make sure you've got a big variety of different pieces. Your first lot of stock is basically a bit of a tester to see what works and to give you a good practice on photographing stuff and listing different stuff. So having lots of different items just means you get more value out of that lot. When you've got 60 items ready, you're ready for week 2, which is going to be the next video in this series. So stay tuned for that. If you've put any of these points into action, let me know how it's gone. Feel free to plug your shop below. I will definitely check it out and give you a follow. If this has helped, be sure to check out these, and I'll see you next time.